Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD, and in today's video we're going to focus on the best class setup for the MADDOX in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Through the process of actually leveling up the weapon, I was able to identify 3 best class setups in my opinion, and I'm going to walk you through each of those and kind of explain some of the pros and cons with each. So for the first MADDOX best class setup, we're going to be using the ELO sight, which you could easily use the reflex sight if you have a preference. I am using Fastmags 1 stock, and I am using Echo Fire, which is its operator mod. For this first gameplay, I'm going to be using the acoustic sensor with Engineer and Dead Silence. Dead Silence is one of those perks that is definitely a non-negotiable, and basically if you don't run it, you're going to be giving away your position, either audibly because your footsteps will be louder, or enemies will have that acoustic sensor and will have a directional indicator knowing exactly where you're at. So one drawback with this Echo Fire is even though you do have a little bit faster fire rate because you fire 2 bullets at a time, the recoil is a lot less manageable. So when you get into these close quarter gunfights, you will have an advantage, but as you transition to those medium to long range engagements, you're going to notice a significant difference in that recoil. So if you're that type of player that likes to get in people's faces, put them down very quickly, trust your reflexes, this is definitely a good class setup for you because you could just put people down in those close quarter scenarios. See, a lot of the scenarios are very close, and a lot of the long-term engagements, I'm typically avoiding them. And the main reason for that is because there's a lot of other weapons that perform at those distances, whether it's the Auger DMR, the Titan, or the ICR. So you can see for my movements, I'm trying to close those distances. I know the guys right here, I jump through the window, take them out, take out the other guy. And now I'm just making sure I get that full health before I push another engagement. I think normally if you're going to use the standard MADDOX, you're going to be able to do that extended burst firing where you fire about 10 to 12 bullets, release the trigger for a millisecond, and then start pulling that trigger again. With the Echo Fire operator mod, it's a lot less forgiving, so you're only going to be able to do about 3 shots before you got to release, go ahead and burst again and recenter because that increased recoil gets a little bit out of hand. So right here I'm calling in my Hailstorm. I'm going to take these guys out right out of spawn. I only get one guy because my teammates cleaned up the other one. And now I'm pushing around this left side of the map, seeing where my teammates are and just kind of navigating around. I do get in a position here where I end up having to switch weapons. So I'm going to go ahead and transition into the next gameplay and next class setup. The next MADDOX best class setup we'll go ahead and take a look at is this particular one right here. You can see I'm running ELO sight, quick draw 1, quick draw 2, and then I do have that fast mags. I'm running ComSec device, Engineer, Gung Ho, and then I'm also running that Dead Silence. When it comes to the class setups for the MADDOX, this was actually my second favorite. We'll get to my number 1 favorite in just a little bit, but I'll kind of walk you through the gameplay with this specific one. One thing I really like about this class setup is even if you're not able to take advantage of that glitch you get from using Gung Ho, you are able to snap on targets pretty aggressively. So at this point, you can see that I'm going aggressively to attack the hill. I know somebody's in there. The 9-bang just went off. Go ahead and shoot a couple people here, and then I know I got to go ahead and control this area. We're about to lose the objective. We're actually down a couple lives. I'm going to peek right here. I get a couple shots in right there. I don't get to actually kill the person off, but we do get a recover here. One of the most noticeable differences to the MADDOX after the update is the ADS in transition and the strafing speed. That's why my favorite class setup is going to include a stock, and that first one included stock as well, because I think stock allows you to just strafe that much faster in some of those gunfights. Sucks that not all the rifles have it, so you can actually counteract that. And right here you can see I'm peeking into spawn. As soon as the other guy pops up, I let go of my ADS and I re-ADS really quick, snap onto the guy. Go ahead and make sure I get these guys at long range. I go ahead and strafe back and forth and make sure that I'm control this part of the map. End up taking this guy out again, and then I got to push aggressively for the hill because it looks like they killed my teammates. So I got to push in here, take that guy out, and then now I got a sentry gun. Got to save that for the next round. Suck that I didn't have that fast mag 2. And you're going to see how that one's included in my favorite best class setup. So as far as this match goes, I end up going 45-5. I end up start cycling those streaks together. And that's where the ComSec device comes in handy. If you haven't had a chance to try it out, I highly recommend it, especially if you're pretty comfortable with your map awareness and positioning on most of the map. So for my favorite MADDOX best class setup, I end up using that reflex sight. I use Fastmags 1, Fastmags 2, and I do use that stock. In this particular gameplay, I am running that ComSec device, Engineer, Gung Ho, and Dead Silence. The thing that I really like about that Fastmags 2 is it kind of eliminates every other reload because every second reload instantly refills your magazine. You do make a little bit of a noise, but there's not really an animation, so it's pretty much instant. So in that particular case where I end up getting caught reloading, that would not happen with this specific class setup. And although all the rifles got nerfed across the board for their strafing speed and stock as an attachment got nerfed, I do like the combination of combining that together with this rifle because it does allow you to navigate the map just that much faster, and it does make you just a little bit harder target to hit, which is always a good thing. At this point, we'll go ahead and transition to a gameplay breakdown. This is kind of where I walk you through my entire thought process as I'm using this best class setup and kind of combine that how with the what. I think a lot of best class setup videos out there are going to give you some amazing gameplay. They're going to talk to you about this best class setup. They're not going to really talk to you about their thought process and their decision making, because at the end of the day, you can use whatever class you want, but if you're using it incorrectly, you're probably not going to maximize the strength of the actual class setup. So as I've mentioned before with the MADDOX, a lot of times with this weapon, you're going to want to do that extended burst firing just because it'll allow you to be more accurate. And a lot of times I do catch myself holding the trigger just a little bit too long because some of the other weapons maybe work a little bit different depending on their accuracy. I end up in a bad position there, end up taking that guy out. Luckily, he was able to miss at least one shot because at the end of the day, I was only one shot away from dying there. I am trying to keep people off the objective, so I continue to peek into that spawn. I see a couple people in this general direction. There are two of them, so I go ahead and get to cover. I definitely need backup if I'm going to engage both of them. I take one guy out, and as I peek again into spawn, this guy is coming back for some more, and he's one of those players that is looking for that revenge kill, so he'll continue to rush you. Right now, I'm just pre-aiming this area, making sure that it doesn't get captured in any meaningful way. We're definitely outnumbering the enemy team right here. I'm just peeking. It does look like I got a couple shots into the enemy, but they were able to scurry away. There is only one of them at 16-1, so 99% chance we're winning this round. I am very close to the next streak because a lot of times with the mode like control and team deathmatch and kill confirmed, the streaks play such a critical role. You could lose a match of domination if you have all your streaks. But in these modes, the lives are so valuable. When you call in one of these streaks, it'll allow you to chain some of those streaks together. So right here, I end up taking a couple of those guys out, and I hit the third guy with the missile. That allows me to chain through my streaks. And right now, I'm just trying to get my strike team. So right here, I'm just pre-aiming. It looks like a guy's going to come around. I go ahead and take him out with my teammate. We end up sharing that kill. And now I got that strike team. And one of the best parts about that ComSec device is it lowers that score so much that you're able to chain those kills together, those streaks together that much faster. So you can actually get that strike team, get the attack chopper, and get that Hellstorm. And what ends up happening is once you call in that attack chopper and the strike team, you can actually leverage those around the map. Right now, I'm just pre-aiming, seeing if I can go for a flank. A UAV is in the air. I decide to push back through mid-map. I go ahead and give everyone that bonus health with my specialist bonus there. Then I go ahead and try and take this guy off the head glitch. My teammate ends up cleaning up the kill there. And now that 20 seconds has gone by, the strike team is officially going to land. And what I'm doing once they land is I'm seeing what direction they're actually moving so I can actually send them where I want them. Since they end up going the direction I actually wanted them to go, I don't really manipulate them at all. I am very close to that next Hellstorm, and I am going to position myself so I can attack the enemy team as they're coming out of spawn. I know where my strike team is. They are kind of blocking out that part of the map. Pretty much everyone else should be coming from that main spawn. I peek right here, end up helping my teammate take that guy out. Get a little bit of a headshot there. I peek this guy, end up start shooting him. I jump up a little bit, reposition. I know the guy's playing aggressive. I take him out. Look how fast that reload was. Allows me to clean up that next guy. So right now I'm very aggressive in the spawn, got a little bit of a quad feed, and now I'm just seeing what's going on. My strike team is over there putting in work, and now I got another attack helicopter. And you're going to see when you start chaining these kills together, the enemy team typically leaves. And that's one reason I made a joke in the thumbnail. It says, "You mad bro?" I was making fun of the MADDOX name, and the main reason for that is because people just tend to leave when you punish them with all your streaks. I have an attack helicopter. I'm only 50 off a strike team. Threw down my ammo bag. I just want one teammate to grab it. Playing a little bit safe here because I got an attack helicopter in the air. Already called in my Hellstorm. Take this guy out. Got my strike team. One of my teammates does grab that ammo bag eventually. So I get a little bit of score there. But pretty much as soon as these streaks are called in, it's a game over. Pretty much the enemy has no chance of winning. And having a combination of that aerial streak along with those ground streaks makes it very distracting for the enemy team, which tends to lead to easy kills. Once I acknowledge that there's not really much happening in the middle of the map, I decide to push forward. I do see one of these strike team members pushing the spawn. I'm not sure if someone's going to go for a flank, so me instinctively I push around to this right side. I do have a teammate in the spawn. The UAV just passed. I just got to play this as smart as possible. I am on a little bit longer streak, but when you push this deep into the spawn, you got to be very careful. You can see one of the enemies spawned out. I go ahead and turn around just pre-firing. I don't even know if I hit the guy, but at the end of the day, I turned around so quick and made sure I was pre-firing that. As I come around the corner here, it does look like a couple enemies are sitting on the objective because it says losing the objective. And now what I am doing is trying to peek this area, seeing if I can get a guy. Looks like the strike team ends up meleeing that guy, and then there is a guy coming out of spawn. I go ahead and take that guy out pretty quickly on a merciless streak. Not a very long one, but at the end of the day, this is how you should be utilizing this weapon. So there you have it, 3 MADDOX best class setups in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Did enjoy the video in any way, please remember to hit that like button. Let's see if we can get this video over 500 likes. And if you're brand new to the channel, I typically cover Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups, subscriber breakdowns, as well as other tip and trick videos on how to improve a Call of Duty. And if that seems interesting, make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on. See you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.